Hey sub family, welcome back to another video, guys. So today I'm going to show you guys how to install a trailer hitch receiver on your BMW X3 E83. So let's get right to it. I'm going to show you how to remove the bolts from the passenger side. It should be the same for the driver side. All you need is a 8mm socket and a T25 socket as well, and it looks like this. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to remove the bumper from the BMW X3. I already removed the bolts from the driver's side. I'm going to show you how to do the bolts on the passenger side. It applies for the driver's side, so it won't matter, guys. And then you want to go ahead and take an 8mm socket and a T25 socket, and that should be all you need to remove the bolts off of the part that I'm about to show you under the wheel well. Okay guys, so now we're under the wheel well, and you want to take your 8mm socket and remove both of these bolts here. So I previously removed them a little bit. And then after you remove these two bolts, you want to go ahead and just take them out like this. And I removed this bolt as well. You just unscrew that as well, guys. And that'll give you access to back here. And then you just want to flap this wheel well back like this. And stick it in the tire. And you're going to use your 8mm socket to remove both of these. You can kind of put your hand up against the tire so the socket won't move around. Then you got that bolt out. Twist it out the rest of the way by hand. I do want to show you that the wheel well bolt will be much smaller like this, and these two bolts that go inside of here and right here will be a little bit longer like this. So don't get them two bolts mixed up. So you're going to use your T25 socket to get this bolt out up here. And once you unscrew that a bit, you want to go ahead and take your T25 socket here and just twist it out the rest of the way. Just like this. And then after you use your T25 socket to get it out the rest of the way, you should just be able to twist it by hand. Just like that, and it comes straight out. Okay guys, to get this bumper cover off of here, you want to go ahead and take this and just pull up like that. And then once you have that little piece pulled up right here, you want to go ahead and put your hand in here like this and just push it out slowly, just like this, guys. Unclip it just like that, guys, and that's how you unclip that. Same process I showed you on the passenger side, you're going to do the same thing for the driver side. It applies for each side. So I'm going to show you the next part that you have to do. We're on the passenger side, and what you want to do, there's a little cover back here. You want to go ahead and take this cover off just like so. Lay that to the side, and then you're going to grab your T25 socket and go ahead and take this bolt out right here. So once you use your T25 socket to get it out most of the way, you're going to come over here and you're going to screw it out with your fingers the rest of the way. And it's just going to pop straight out. So that's what that bolt looks like. And then we're going to go to the other side. So this is the driver's side. You want to go ahead and take this flap straight off of here like that. And then you're going to go ahead and unscrew this. This is a T25 socket. I previously unscrewed it a little bit. And then you're going to unscrew it the rest of the way with your fingers and pop it straight out like that. And that's the passenger and driver side. So this is what it looks like on each side once you remove those bolts and those two covers. And I'll show you from a distance. And that's what you want it to look like when you remove those. And you want to keep them together so you won't lose them. Hey guys, so when you're under the bumper, you're going to see this white 10mm nut right here. And it's plastic. And you're going to want to unscrew that just like so, with the 10mm socket. You want to make sure you get it all the way out, guys. And it's going to come out just like that. And see how that released the bumper? Now we're going to move on to the second screw.
3.
Okay, guys, so after you remove the 10mm bolt that I showed you over there, the plastic one, you want to go ahead and take your 8mm socket right here and remove this little bolt under the bumper cover. So after you remove every bolt from around the bumper cover, now the bumper cover is ready to be removed from the BMW X3. E83, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay guys, so now we're on the passenger side, and what you want to do, as I said, we removed all the bolts previously, so now the bumper cover is ready to just come straight off. And what you want to do is pull straight out like this and pull straight down like that, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the driver's side, and you want to just take it off just like that. Down here there's a little plastic piece like this. Don't put too much stress on it when you do take off the bumper. Okay guys, so down here there's a plastic nut as well that has to be removed like this. From the other side we removed this one, but there's one right here that's harder to access to put a socket up in there because of the muffler here is in the way. So what you want to do is take your 10mm socket, and you're going to come down here, put it down here on the side, and put it up. I'm trying to give you guys an idea of this. Twist it out of there like this, guys. Pick it up a little bit while you got your hand under there, and untwist it a bit. Just take some stress off of it, and the bolt will fall straight out in your hand. And as you guys see, it looks the same, and now the bumper cover completely falls. You want to go ahead and take a ratchet, and you want to take a 19mm socket, and then what you want to do is take this bolt out, and there's another bolt under here. It should be fairly easy to take out. It's not hard at all, so don't think these bolts are in here extremely tight. So now once you're over here, you want to take your 19mm socket, put it on the bolt, and just twist it out just like this, guys, and it'll just fall like that. As you guys see, it's not that hard to break a bolt on here. And this is the driver's side, guys, and you want to unscrew that bolt barely like that, so you could do the other side so the crash bumper just won't fall on the ground. So now we're on the passenger side here, and we're going to go ahead and remove these two bolts. And you want to just break them like this, break them loose like this, remove that bolt, and then you're going to go under here and do the same thing. Make sure you hold it as you're unscrewing this. You can do the rest by hand, and that bolt pops straight out. Then you want to go ahead and take that other screw off that you had right here, and just completely remove the crash bumper like this. Okay guys, so after you remove your crash bumper like that, you want to go ahead and take your tow hitch and just place it up here just like this. Just be careful, because you don't want it to move like that. It will move a little bit, so just keep it there just like that, guys. And me personally, it came with new bolts, and these are the original bolts that came off of here. I'm kind of wondering if I should use the new bolts. I'll probably end up using the OMEI bolts because they're a little bit stronger than these probably, and I'll just save these right here. But you want to go ahead and take your OMEI bolt here and just put it in here like this, and this will hold this tow hitch in place. Just like this, guys. And then you want to go ahead and do it like this at the bottom portion right here. And you want to take the top nut and screw it in there with your hand. When you put this tow hitch on, you want to make sure it's kind of the same length on each side here. I don't need to show you guys that, but you can kind of take your finger and run it across each side right here to make sure it's straight on there. And then you want to go ahead, after you get all 4 bolts in, you want to go ahead and take your 19mm socket, and you can do this by hand, guys, and just screw the bolts back in. And you're going to do this in a crisscross pattern. So you're going to do this bolt, then you're going to come over here and do this bolt, like that. And then you're going to come over here and do this bolt like that. And then you're going to come at the top right here and do this bolt like this, guys, like that. And then you're going to come over here and do this bolt at the bottom. You want to do that in a crisscross pattern so you can make sure it's tight on there and it's not going nowhere. You want to go back and do a recheck and make sure every bolt is tight on here in the crisscross pattern that I showed you. Just tighten them a little extra bit. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to remove this piece right here. So you're going to want to remove it from right here to right here on up with the rotary tool. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. This is very soft plastic, so it comes off fairly easy, guys. Then you want to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around, just like this, guys. Then you're going to bend it down like this, guys. Then you're going to push this down like this, guys, and continue cutting. And then after you do that, what you want to do, guys, is take the rotary tool and trim this off. And then you want to trim this top layer off right here. I'm sorry, I didn't know if you guys could hear me, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to do that. And see how that made that flush, guys? Then you want to come along here and trim up this side piece. And then you want to trim up this piece right here too as well. And trim that down a little bit more, and this will give you a clean cut through here, guys. And this is how you trim it up, and this is what it would look like once you have trimmed it. Now these two pieces that are sticking out here, what you want to do is trim that back a little bit more so it won't be showing as much in this area. And I can show you that as well. You want to go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. And see, guys, that's what you want it to look like right there. You won't see nothing. It'll be straight and clean. You want to use some engine degreaser and clean the whole entire bumper and get all this dirt and debris and mud or whatever out of here with some of this, and rinse it off with some water. Make sure you let it sit for about a minute, and this stuff should just rinse straight off of here without having to scrub it, guys. So now after you clean the bumper cover, what you want to do is you want to put it back up just like this, and all you do is just pick it up and place it right there. And I'm going to show you guys how to snap it in. So what you want to do is line it up, make sure it's under this right here, and this is lined up right here. And what you want to do is just push it in there like this. Make sure them bolt holes right here, guys, as you can see down there, is lined up. So what you want to do on the driver's side is go ahead and push it up like this, and then just push it in just like that, guys, and it's going to snap right in place. Because now we're on the passenger side, and you're going to do the same thing you did to the driver's side. What you want to do is push it up and push it in just like that, and you're going to hear a click. As you guys can see right here, there's a bolt hole, and this bolt will go right in there. So if you got it up like this, sometimes you have to take something flat like a key or something and just scoot this little plastic piece back a little bit like that, and this will allow the bolt to just slide right in place. And then you want to do the same thing for this other side right here as well, guys. I already put the bolt in there. So now we're going to go ahead and screw the two top bolts in, and you will need a T25 socket for this. And you just want to screw it in just like this, guys. This is the passenger side. Snug it down, and then that one's good to go. And this is the driver's side, and you will need a T25 socket for this. And you just barely snug it down just like that. Now you want to go ahead and take your cover, and what you're going to do is take the cover and put it right in place, and it'll click right down in there like that. And then you're going to take the other one and do the same thing for the passenger side, and it should click right in place like that. If the weather strip gets caught in there, just push it out and you're good to go. And that's how the top portion looks so far. As I showed you before, the littler screws here go on the outside, and the bigger ones right here go on the inside of the bumper cover here. So you're going to go ahead and place this long screw in the inside, and you're going to use your 8mm socket to tighten those, but you want to go ahead and put them in by hand. There's one right there and also one right here. After you hand tighten these bolts, you want to take your 8mm socket now and just tighten the bolts just like so. Just snug them down, guys. Don't go too crazy on them. And that's how you install them two bolts there. So you're going to see this screw up here, and what you want to do is tighten it by hand, and then you want to take your T25 socket and just snug it in place, and then you're good to go. Once you get your T25 socket up into there, you just want to tighten it just like this. And that's how you do that. So after you screw these two screws in here and screw this screw up here in, you want to go ahead and take this flap and just put it back in place. And what you're going to do with that is bend it back. It's a little tough here, but you're going to bend it back all the way. And this should pop right in there. These are the little screws that go on the outside of the bumper. So what you want to do is take your hand, push this little plastic piece up right here, and then you're going to go ahead and put that screw right in its place and tighten it down by hand. And then after that one, you want to take the other little screw here and put it in its place right there and screw it in by hand just like that. And then we're going to take this 8mm socket and we're going to just tighten them bolts down just like that. And then we're going to tighten this one up. And that's how you do that, guys. Okay, guys, so now we're on the driver's side. I showed you how to do the passenger side. So it's pretty much the same process. You want to go ahead and take the longer screws here. Now we're going to just screw these in by hand, just like this. put that first one in, and then you're gonna go ahead and take the second long screw here and do the same thing. Screw that in by hand. And then you want to go ahead and take your 8mm socket. And then those screws are in place. You want to go ahead and take your T25 socket and come up here and do the same thing I showed you on the passenger side to the top. And you want to snug this screw down right here. Okay guys, so now we're going to move this wheel well back in place like I showed you on the other side. What you do is bend it back just like this and pop it right in there just like that, guys. Then you want to bang it just like this. So what you want to do is take this small screw right here and put it in the bottom. As I said before, hold this up and make sure it's lined up correctly. Just like this. And you want to tighten it by hand. And same for this bolt right here, guys. You want to tighten that one by hand and put it in right there. And then you want to take your 8mm socket. You want to come back down here and tighten this bolt. Just like this. Okay guys, so I just tightened this screw down here with the 8mm socket. Now you want to come up here and tighten this screw with the 8mm socket as well. Just like this. And that's tight. Now you're done with each wheel well on both sides. I showed you how to install every screw in the bumper behind the wheel well and on the wheel well. And now I'm going to show you how to install every other bolt and screw into the bumper cover itself. And let's get to that. So the last and final part is to install the bolts, the 2 plastic bolts under the bumper cover, and also 1 more bolt, and then you're good with fastening down the bumper. And that should be all you have to do with that. So I have the 2 plastic nuts that we're going to put back under the bumper cover here. But first I'm going to show you how to screw this last screw up into here. So what you want to do is take it and screw this screw in by hand right here. And this is the only screw that goes under the bumper. This is the last one. And then you're going to take your 8mm socket and tighten it down. Just like this. You want to snug it in there. So this plastic nut that's over there behind the muffler here that I took off when I took the bumper off, it's easy to get that back up into there when you're down on the ground like I am. And you take an extension like this on your 10mm socket, and then you go ahead and put it on that bolt and just tighten it like this, guys, and you should be good to go from there. But that's what it looks like, and the muffler is right there. So now we're by the spare tire carrier right here, and this is where the other plastic bolt goes. So you want to go ahead and screw that in there by hand, just like so, guys. And then after you're screwing that in by hand and tightening it down by hand, you want to go ahead and take your 10mm socket and tighten it down. Just like that. And you want to snug it, don't tighten it too much. And that's good right there, and that's how you want it to look. You do the same thing for the one behind the muffler like I showed you, and then those bolts are tightened. As you see, the piece that clips on down there, what you want to do is line it up just like that. And as you guys can see under here, it's lined up with them little holes right there. And you want it to line up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take like something hard or a ruler, and then you're going to measure it right here, and I'll show you guys how to do that, and then mark it with a marker, and then we're going to cut that out and make that to where that can clip in place and be flush. So now we're going to start the process with marking this so we can cut it and fit this in place. So what you want to do is take your Sharpie and mark the line straight down like that so you can see it. Then you're going to go ahead and pull that out. And then what you want to do is line something up right there. Just like that. So you can mark right there just like that, guys. And we're going to go ahead and cut that piece out. So let me show you guys how to do that. You guys want to continue to cut it like that. And then what you're going to do, you don't really have to mark this piece, guys, but you're going to take it and cut it up. You want to go ahead and take it and cut it along the top portion here. Then you want to go ahead and take that piece up out of there. Just like that, guys. And then you want to trim the access off. And just make it flush. And you want it to look like this, guys. And now we're going to fit this in place and see if it snaps right up in there. And if it don't, you can do some more trimming. So we needed to do some more trimming here because as you see, when this piece fits into there like that, this kind of gets in the way. So maybe if we trim this out the way, that'll fix the issue. So let's go ahead and try that. I'm going to go ahead and trim that piece just like this, guys. And we're going to go ahead and edge this piece up right here. And you want to continue edging this up here, guys. Okay, guys, so I was showing you how to trim this. I do want to mention to you that you want to trim up more like this. You can see how that looks because it won't go on if you don't trim it all the way up like this. That's really as much as you can do right there. I don't think you should do any more than this because it won't go on correctly. So now you want to go ahead and switch the head on your Dremel tool here, and you want to go and sand this part. I'm gonna go ahead and just sand the corners down smooth, just like this, guys. Okay guys, so this is how you want this to look. So now we're going to install this little piece that we trimmed up here. So what you want to do is kind of hold this side and push it under there like this. You're going to push that little piece under there, and then you're going to kind of bend this at a slant right here, guys, and pop that right up into there like that. And then you want to do the same thing to this side, and then you want to push this piece behind this like this, and then you want to pop this up under there like that. And as you see, guys, it clipped in place. It looks nice and flush with the thing, as you guys see. Wow, that's amazing. That thing did an amazing job. Just make sure when you do this, you get a Dremel or a rotary tool, because it makes this job so much simpler and so much easier. And you can actually put this cover back on, which makes it look flush and makes it look OMI with the vehicle. So everything you see here is what you'll need. The steel toe 5. This can tow up to 10,000 pounds. It shows you kind of what you can tow up here. Gives you an idea of that. It comes with some pins to hold it in place, but we're going to replace them with these barrel style receiver locks, and that will prevent anybody from stealing this. We're going to get started on installing. So you want to go ahead and take your hitch and put it in here like this. Now, if you're using these pins to hold it in place, which I'm not, I'm going to go ahead and use the barrel style receiver lock instead of this, because this is not going to protect you. Somebody's going to probably steal this hitch. So I will recommend you to go ahead and pick up the receiver locks instead of having something as simple as this. But you can go ahead and slide it in there like that. And then you would want to put the pin in here like that. And just basically, this will hold this pin in place. And then you would go ahead and do the same thing for this right here. You would put the pins in here just like that. It will hold it in place. And then you put the 2 other clamps in here that hold it down to where it will not fall out, and that will hold that in place. But like I said, I prefer you get the receiver locks, because this will lock this and prevent any theft from happening. What you want to do is just go ahead and unlock it like that. That little mechanism will pop off there, and you decide which way you want it. I want it in this way, and I kind of want it to lock right there. So you're going to hold that in place, and then you're going to just lock that just like that, and that will prevent that from being stolen. As you guys can see, it's locked in there, which is good. Now we're going to use the receiver locks to also lock this as well. It's not for that, but I'm going to use that for that, because I don't want this part being stolen. So I do want to mention to you, on these barrel style receiver locks, they all have a specific key that will be used for each one. You want to go ahead and try to unlock that with the right key, and you want to go ahead and adjust it to your height right there. And then you're going to pop the pin in the other place just like this. And then you want to go ahead and take your barrel locks, and you want to lock that one just like that. And you want to put this one on here and lock that one just like that. So guys, that's the installation for the adjustable hitch right here. And what you want to do is put these dust covers down like this, just to protect the holes right there where the keys will go into. And I kind of moved mine up, but now your adjustable hitch right here is protected, and your hitch receiver is protected. You don't have to worry about no thief coming and trying to steal your hitch right here. So this is what the trailer hitch looks like. I just wanted to show you what it looked like afterwards. And wow, guys, it looks amazing. I'll show you over here. Man, it's ready to go. Okay, guys, so I hope you like the tow hitch installation on the BMW X3 E83. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It did take a long time. I know it's nighttime again, like in the previous videos that I've done. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. God bless you guys. I just want to let y'all know Jesus is King, and I'll see you on the next one.